Hello all. Hello.
Hello all.
Yeah. Hey everyone. Is my voice is audible for all? Okay. So come on. Yes, audible. Yes, audible. Okay. Sir, make my screen shareable, sir. Okay. Okay. So I think my voice is audible for all, right? Yeah. Sorry for the delay. Sorry for the delay happens for the 10 minutes. Some technical issues. That's why the delays happens. Okay. So I think it's my audible. Voice is audible for all. Is any disturbances in voice and all, you can just comment it now, right? Okay. Okay. So right, so I think most of them are now only gets started to joining. Okay, we wait for 1 minute and then we can start our web development bootcamp. Okay. Okay, so ask your friends and all to share soon. Okay, so we have no time. Ask your friends and others to join soon. Okay, so shall we start our section? Yeah, so we're just going to start our section. Okay, so the students comes, they can join us. Okay, so before getting into the section, I just want to tell you something like how this bootcamp is going to perform and all. Okay, so I just want to tell that. Okay, so what I going to do, what we are going to do in this bootcamp means, okay, Yes, just wait for a minute. I just want to share my screen, some tech issues. Okay, so I just want to share my screen. Okay, wait for a minute. And so before that, I just announce what is the bootcamp and how it's going to perform and all. Okay, so what is this bootcamp is all about? This bootcamp is all about to kickstart your career towards the web development. And this bootcamp will give an idea, and it's going to cover all the basic concepts that you want to learn in the front end concepts and all. And we're going to give a clear picture about the workflow of the web development, what you want to learn. Okay, so that is what we're going to give today. Okay, so once the screen is shared, I just start my section. Okay, so what all are the topics we are going to cover now? So the topic is, first of all, we're going to cover everything about the HTML, and that is more than enough. What is your learning here, it is more than enough. And the second thing is about CSS, and that is also going to take up for another 1 hour. And after that, you will get the access, you will come to know that how the CSS work, how the HTML works and all. Okay, so and after that, we're going to see about little bit about JavaScript. We're going to see about like what and how, what is the purpose of the JavaScript. That's only we're going to see. Okay, so after completing all these three, you just have an idea that and how to get to involve in the process of the web development, and all those we will surely get. Okay, so that is the main motto of this free web development boot camps running by our team like TWD. Okay, so if you really like this, give a like for it. Okay, if you really like this, and meanwhile, if you have any doubt, you can ask in between the chat section. I will watch the chat section once the lives get started. Okay, so right now some screen problem is there. It will be resolved within 1 minute, and after that you will see my screens and all. Okay, so before getting into this, we're going to cover about some of the basics too. Okay, so before getting into the web development, okay, before getting into the web development, what we need to do means we need to we need to have some basics before getting into. So like someone has like it is possible to get a job as front end and 30 days, like 30 at the age of 30, like so much of doubts is there, right? So getting a tech job is really been easy. Okay, so getting a tech job is really been easy. I'm not hyping everyone. Okay, if you learn the accurate skill, it's going to be very very easy for you. Okay, so for that you need to do some work. You need to do some work as a basics, then only you can able to uh, you can able to go through that. Okay, okay, so what are the things you need to focus before getting into the development or during the process of the development is, like first I can say like it is about networking. So what is my networking means, whatever you are learning, whatever you are consuming towards the field, whatever you are working to the field, like for example you are creating a project, or for example you are right now only just started to write the hello world, share everything with the post in the social media platforms like LinkedIn. It is one of the biggest career development platform. You can use that. Okay, so you can use the LinkedIn to get a network. So if you don't know what is LinkedIn, LinkedIn is an awesome platform. Okay, so LinkedIn is an awesome platform where you can see like you can see all the recruiters, all the companies, all the HRs in that field. Okay, so everyone share their working style, learning style, and everything. Okay, so you can get into like-minded people as soon as possible, instead of posting it in Instagram, instead of posting it in somewhere else. So focusing LinkedIn will help you a lot. Okay, so focusing LinkedIn will help you a lot. Okay, so that is the main reason I'm saying like for example you are right now watching this bootcamp, right? So give a decent feedback, or whatever the feedback you all feel, just give up. Okay, so I think my screen is shared. Is it visible? My screen is visible for all. You can able to see my Chrome browser. This is my Chrome browser. Are you able to see my Chrome browser, everyone? Right? If yes, just give a comment like yes, I can able to see my Chrome browser. If you can able to see Chrome browser, so I think it's worked perfectly, right? Okay, okay, so the next thing what we need to do, we just going to see about some of the basic concept. As I say, like so before getting into this development process, you need to do some things that is called as networking. Just share whatever you are learning, whatever you are building, share everything in this. Is my Chrome browser is not available? You're not able to see my Chrome browser. I'm also watching YouTube. I can able to see that. That is why I'm asking. Ritvik. Can you able to see my browser? Right? I think it's worked perfect, right? You can able to see my browser's windows, right? Yeah, okay, thank you so much. Okay, so this is what okay, so yeah, we continue our section. Okay, so that is what several things you need to do, like first of all, share your values, like share your knowledge, share your information towards some of the social media platform where those people's, like those recruiters, those companies, those like-minded peoples are available. Share, you get a huge idea and you can develop in that process. Okay, so that is the main thing you need to do when you are in when you are going to start an career. Okay, so because why I'm saying this, in the journey of web development, it takes 2 months, it takes 3 months to complete everything you want to learn in the web development. It depends upon the persons, right? So in that in that time, what you can do, you can able to share your knowledge towards the LinkedIn platform or towards the social media platform, but you can get a easy reach, and the recruiters will give a point and give an eye on you. Okay, so you can easily visible to that web that particular recruiter. And once you completed all your work, or once you completed the perfect skill, or once you completed the college, you can able to get the work as soon as possible. Okay, so try to network as possible. And the next thing is about daily action. So what is meant by daily action? I just want to say, like, you need to code at least, for 2 hours. Okay, so don't okay, so don't just don't waste your times on so much of things. Okay, so give a consistent. Okay, so some people are learning 8 hours a day, and they skip the next day, and they go for another 4 hours, and they skip next upcoming 3 days, like that. Okay, so give a consistent work that will give you a motivation, and it will keep you in the progress, and you can able to learn as soon as possible. So, okay, so because the consistency is the matter here. Okay, so possible the consistency. And another thing is, once you learn some of the basic concept in the web development, what you can do, you can able to go and work with some of the challenges, like 1 to 100 days challenges. So this gives an like a discipline practice to work with the code. Okay, so these are the mandatory things that like a mindset. Okay, so before getting into the field, before getting into the learning of the development, you need a mindset, right? So have a mindset like this. So have a mindset of, don't have a mindset of finishing something. Okay, have a mindset of progressing something. Okay, so if you're watching this boot camp, don't think about the end. Okay, what we are going to do in the end, focus on the present. Okay, so what I'm saying right now in the present, that's focus on the present. Likewise, if you are learning that, don't focus on, okay, so I'm going to complete the HTML, I'm going to complete the front end. Don't focus on that. Okay, instead of focus on right now what you're learning. Okay, if you're focusing on and right now you're learning HTML, focus on that only. Don't focus on CSS, like that. Just focus on that. And this boot camp, if you don't know nothing, if you really don't know nothing about web development, this boot camp will really help you to go to reach that. Okay, so it will give a clear idea and clear cut idea to work with that. Okay, so that is what we're going to see about. Okay, so yeah, so is my drawboard is available for all? Is my drawboard up for available for all? Just give me a comment, like, yes, the drawboard is available. Okay, so I will tell you, I will going to draw something for you, and we're going to explain it. Okay, okay, so I think it's available, right? Okay, yes, thank you for everyone interacting. And one more thing, just sorry for this, and one more thing is that we're going to provide you and certificate for this participations in this workshop too. So be with us, and we will give the attendance form anytime. Okay, we will give the attendance form anytime in between the live section. Maybe it comes now 2 attendance form. Okay, so actually 2 attendance forms is there. Those who are filling all the 2 attendance forms, they will only get the certificate. Just another again, I'm repeating, you want to fill 2 attendance form, not one, 2 attendance form, then only you can able to get the job. Otherwise, sorry, not job, otherwise certificate. Okay, so you will get a certificate. Okay, so don't say like, I'm watching the video, but I don't fill the attendance form, I don't get the certificate. It's not from our side. Just wait for that, and if a Google form will be sent to you, and if you fill that form, you will get that certifications. Okay, so yeah, so just be bear with us, and anytime in the chat box you will get to know the certification will be put. Okay, so you just fill that form. Okay, I will inform you when I put also. Okay, so there are 2 advanced forms that to get the certificate you want to fill 2 of them. Okay, so to getting started into web development. Okay, so why we are here? To learn web dev, right? So to learn web development. Okay, so before getting into this basics, you need to understand this web development is of 2 types. One is front end. Okay, so another one is back end. So what is meant by this front and another, I think, yeah, so what is meant by this front and what is meant by this back end? Okay, you need to understand something. Like for example, if you're going for a website, you can take like some of the website, like you can go for the web apps like YouTube is a web app, right? So if you are going to any website, like it shows something, right? What did it show? It shows some texts, it shows some image, right? It shows some image and it shows some text. Okay, it shows some text and it shows some buttons, right? Buttons and everything will be shown, right? So this part is called as front end. Okay, a static part, we can say a static part, a front end part. Okay, so usually what we say, what is meant by front end means, front end is not, it's like an thing that all the client can see that. So who is the client? The end user who is using that website, that person is called as client. Okay, so that end user, what all are the things the end user can capable to see in the website, that is called as front end. For example, I give a live example. Okay, so if I go for Wikipedia, okay, just go for Wikipedia, you can see this is our Wikipedia, right? So in this Wikipedia you can see an image is showing and heading is showing and paragraph is showing and some of the list is showing and everything. These all are things, right? So what I can able to see, so right now I am a client, I can able to see all these things, right? So all these thing is called as front end. All this thing is called as front end. And then what is back end? So back end is a part where the client is not able to see. Client is not able to see. We can say like the client will not know that. The client will not know that. Okay, what is the backend will do means, so the backend, what it literally contains means, it contains 3 things. One is server, another one is a programming language to talk with the server, and then database. Okay, so what is meant by a database? It is called as a storage unit. It stores some information, and whatever the request we are giving in the front end, it is passed to the server, and the server go and check with the database by using the programming language a communicator, and if that data is available, it will be passed to the front end as a response. You have a doubt, right? So what you're talking, I'm not able to understand nothing, right? I will explain you. Okay, let's see. This is our Wikipedia, right? So this is, I say like this is front end. The front end is nothing but the elements you are everything that you are able to see, right? This is called as elements, right? So if I search for something, for example, I'm search for Christmas. Chris, I just say Chris. I just search for this, and what happened? This Chris, related to the information of this Chris, will be right. So this how it is doing. So something is happening and this information is changed and it is displaying to me, right? So this part, that something is happening but I am not able to see, right? So that part is called a backend. So what actually happens? What is actually happens means, in the front end, here you can see in the front end, I'm in the Wikipedia, I'm searching something, right? I'm searching something. When I make a click, I send a request to the server. Okay, I sent a request to the server to search for Krish, and the server sent and search in a database. The database is the storage unit of that particular website. It contains all the data. So when I search for Chris, this server is go and look for this database, and if something related to it, what it will happen, it take that and it will send to me. Okay, so as a response, and that is why it is displayed. Okay, so this is how the web development, like website, everything will be work. Okay, so in this class we're going to focus more on this front end, how to create a good looking website, not like Wikipedia. We just want to create some good looking website. Okay, so for back end, I say three technologies, like as we need a server, we need a programming like JavaScript, PHP, Java, so on, so things. Okay, so there will be there, and finally a database is needed like MySQL, MongoDB, PostgreSQL, like so much of things. Okay, so that's all are called as database. So these three things are needed for the backend. And for front end, to creating a good looking website, okay, for creating a website like this, we need some technologies, right? So what all are the technologies we need? We need HTML and CSS and JavaScript. So these three technologies is what we're going to discuss today. Okay, so I just okay, so go for the front end. What are the technologies I say? I say like HTML, I say like CSS, and I say like JavaScript. Okay, okay, so I know how it is work. Okay, so what is meant by HTML? It is called as hypertext markup language. This is responsible for the structure on website. Okay, all the tags, all the image and everything you are seeing in a website is created by using this HTML. And then what about CSS? CSS is about the designing part. Give a beautiful color for the button, a beautiful background, a beautiful alignment, a beautiful layout. Everything is done by CSS. And what is about JavaScript? JavaScript, leave it, I will explain at the end of the section. Okay, I will explain at the end of the section. So right now we need a HTML and we need a CSS. Just think about, you are going to construct a home, okay, a house. You are just going to construct an house, and HTML is the brick of, say HTML is used for the brick of the house. Okay, so by using this only you can able to build a house, right? So HTML is called as brick. And what about CSS? CSS is the interior outerior designing part, like what the color you want to paint, and how the door want to be look, and how your interior want to be look, and what is the sofa you want to put, where to put the like window, everything. Okay, so that is take care of by this CSS. Okay, so these two part we're going to cover. So I just going to explain about the HTML, and we're going to code now. Just if you are taking note something, just given I on the topics that what we're going to learn. Okay, so and CSS is going to cover by or another trainer. Okay, so he is cover very beautiful the CSS, and he will training works and all. And at the end of the section, I will come and explain you about the JavaScript and how it is work. Okay, so right now we just going to code. We just go straight into this code. Okay, so the attendance form will be sent to you. Okay, so be within that live chat. Okay, so in the live chat only the attendance form will be shared. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I just going to code. So another thing here you need to notice, so for doing code here, for doing code you need several things. One is browser. So what is mean by browser? Like Google, Safari, Firefox, like so like this you need at least one browser, because we use this browser to see our result. Okay, to see our result. And another thing is we need a code editor. What is meant by a code editor? A code editor in the olden days they used Notepad, right? So now we are not going to use the. What we going to do, we just going to cover this entire boot camp with a code editor called Visual Studio Code editor. Okay, So I will say you and how, and this is the code editor we're going to use for the entire bootcamp. Okay, so let I explain and how to use the Visual Studio Code and what is Visual Studio Code and all. Okay, just go for your Google and search for Visual Studio like something. Okay, you can get a Visual Studio IDE code editor software, right? So just click for this, and inside this you can able to see the download Visual Studio Editor for Windows, download Visual Studio Editor for Mac, and for the recommended version of the Windows runs everything. Okay, you can download it. Okay, you can download it based upon your OS. Okay, so you can able to download that. Okay, so here you can see it will says like still not more tools for you, select for the apply to these all are not needed. Just give a recommend download Visual Studio Code. If you are Windows, just click and go for the next option and just install. Okay, once you install it, you can see this is the code. This code editor will be show here like this. Okay, so this code editor will be show here like this, and inside this code editor only we going to perform. Okay, and make sure that once you are installing the Visual Studio Code editor, you just give and accept for everything. Okay, so then only you get lots of options and all. Okay, so right now I just going to work with the HTML. I just going to create a new folder in my desktop. I just going to name this as web. Okay, so this web is the new folder, and I just going get into this. Okay, so here only I be going to paste our entire HTML, CSS, JavaScript file and everything. Okay, we going to everything is going to be in our local host. Okay, so what I going to do, just click a right click and you see an option called open with code, and this option will be available when you install Visual Studio Code Editor with all the acceptance marks. Okay, so like the terms and condition, I am accept for the terms and condition like this, the checkbox will be show, right? So you need to give access for all the checkbox, then it will be show. Okay, you can click like this and it will be open in the code editor like this, right? So it will be open in the code editor like this, and here you can see a web. This is the folder actually we are in, that is why it's showing the web. Okay, so this is the code editor looks. Otherwise, if you don't want to do like this, then what you can do, just go for the Visual Studio Code Editor and open it. After opening this, you can see a file, right? So just click the file and you can go for open folder and click it and select the folder which you want to open. For example, in my case, web is the folder I want to open, so I select it. Okay, so inside this web, no other showing like this. Okay, so now I want to work with the HTML. Okay, so you can see in this Visual Studio Code Editor, you can able to see three options. Like you can see a file option, you can see a folder option, and this is for refresh. Okay, so what this is going to do means, if I click option, we can able to create a file. If I click folder option, you can able to create a folder. Okay, in the Visual Studio Code itself, instead of go and creating some desktop, you can your local computer, you can create the file in the Visual Studio Code itself. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I just want to create a file. Okay, so I just going to create a file, and just tell me what name we can give for this file. Can I give for this file for index? Okay, so I just going to say index. So index is the name of the, okay, and you need to tell that which file format I'm going to use. So right now what I'm saying, I just want the HTML format. I'm going to write the code for HTML. Then you need to add an extension dot. Okay, you can see like most of the development, most of the documents you see like PDF, docx like that, right? So same like that, if you want to create a HTML file, you need to give HTML. Okay, so this dot HTML, this browser or this computer, this Visual Studio will understand that I am going to use the HTML code. Okay, so then only we can able to do everything. Okay, so the only thing is here you need to notice that when you are working with HTML, you need to name the file, and after naming that file, you .html. Okay, so that is the one you need to remember. And after creating a file will be created. You can check in the folder too. If I go for my folder web, here you can see .html file will be created. So what changes you are making in the Visual Studio Code editor, it will be affect the codes, it will be affect the folders too. Okay, so make sure, I think you are familiar with that. Okay, so the next thing what we're going to do, we just going to work with the HTML, right? So for working with the HTML, we need a boilerplate, right? So every programming language or every coding has start with some structures. Okay, so starts with some structures. Okay, for that HTML also we have some structure to work with. So how to see the structure and what is the structure is needed. So if you want the structure in the shortcut, okay, if you want the boilerplate in the shortcut, what you can do, press the shift and press 1, you can able to see an apostrophe sign. Okay, so if the after apostrophe sign, just press enter. Okay, you can see some of the code has been written, right? Some of the code has been written, you can see that, right? So this code is the structure of writing HTML. It is used for the structure of writing HTML. I will explain it what this every tag contains. Okay, so these are called as tags. These are called as tags. And here you can see an HTML tag is there, right? So in the top, a docu type HTML is there, and this is showing the version of the HTML. It is showing the which version currently right now I am using. Okay, so right now we are using HTML 5th version. So we have the document type HTML. Okay, so this docu type HTML is just telling that which version of the HTML we are using, and for saying that you need to use this document type HTML. Okay, and after that an HTML tag is there, right? And you can see there is an you can see this HTML tag is opened here and closed at the bottom. So this is called as opening and closing tag. And you can see like why this don't have opening and closing tag, and this is called as self closing tag, not self closing tag. This is something like it is just telling the version, and whatever the tags you are using in the HTML, everything should be start like with this, and you should be end like this. Okay, so it should have two tags, so both in closing and opening tags, both tags, closing and opening tags will be available. And for some tags only one that they have the self closing tag, and we will see that. Okay, what this HTML represent means, we are going to use the HTML file, that is what the HTML will represent. And this header, okay, and this head part is responsible for the websites. If I go for a website, okay, here you can see this Wikipedia and this title, and you can see some pictures in that. So this everything will be done in this head part. Okay, so this everything will be done in the head part, and all other extra additional information we are going to pass, like plugins and extension, everything will be we link in the head part only. Okay, so mostly. And what is this body tag? Inside the body tag only, this every website has some images, some results, some of them, right? So this is going to be there. Okay, to see our web page in the browser, you actually need an extension. It will simplify our process. Okay, so what extension you need means live server. So live server by Ritwik Day, it's an extension. What this will do means, after you just go to the Visual Studio Code editor, and you can see some box in the left hand side of your code editor. Just click that extension icon and search for the live server, and after clicking this live server, here you can see an install option will be available, and just click the install option, and this extension will be added to our code. Okay, add to our not code, add to our code. Okay, so this all are something like additional features. Okay, so by using this extension, what we can able to do, we can able to preview our code in the browser. For example, I just go and click the right click, and after clicking the right click, you can see open with live server will be displayed. And this open with live server is responsible for the responsible for displaying our code in the browser. If I click this, you can see a browser will be open. Here you can see a browser will be open, and you can see an 121.0.0.5506 is there, right? So something like called as localhost. So I am working currently, I don't have any domains and all, so I'm working with the local host, so it is accessing our file. And you can see index.html. So what is this index.html? This is the file name we are working with. Okay, so and already I said, like, right now, so from here you can able to understand everything properly. Okay, so right now only we are going to code, and here you can see there is document is showing, right? Say a document is showing. So same here in our file, the document is showing, right, in the title. So the title is nothing but the title of our website. What is the website we going to create? For example, I just create an news website. Okay, so for that I just going to name APB news, ABP news, something like this. Okay, I just name APB news. Okay, after saving this, you can see our, here you can see our file which is rendered in the live server, it is also changed. Okay, so this is how you need to work with the codes. So the head part is nothing but everything that is displaying in the top header of the section, that is everything that the website headers, it is responsible for the website headers, and also some of the meta characteristics that will help the Google to search for this or website. Okay, to scan any boxes are there in the website and everything. By using the meta tag, it will be work. So right now you just don't care about the meta tags, only care about the title, and this title is used for displaying the title of the website. Okay, so now we are coming for the real part inside the body. So what is the body has? The inside the body only all the code. Okay, all the code that we are going to write will be displayed. Okay, so that is all the code we going to show here. For example, I just going to say hello, simply nothing, I just say simply writing hello world like this. After saving this, here you can see hello world is displayed in our browser, right? So after saving this, what happens? Hello world is displayed in our browser. Okay, so this is how all the website is created. Okay, so we're going to see about, for creating those website, we need some of the tags. So I already said that HTML is the structure of the website, and it is responsible for the structure of the website. So the same, like I already said, that this is responsible for the structure of the website. Okay, for example, you can able to add a heading, you can able to add a paragraph, you can able to add an image, you can able to add a link, you can able to add a form, you can able to add a table, you can able to add an UL and LI, like not order list, something like that. Okay, everything whatever you want to add, you can able to add that. Okay, so that is what we going to discuss. Okay, for example, there are several tags, there are lots and lots of tags are available, there are so many. Okay, if I go for Google, HTML, I just say HTML tags, simply like this, you can see there are lots of documentation, there are lots of website will be available, there are so many tags will be available. Okay, so here you can see this is what we discussed till now. You can see this HTML and this HTML. You can see declare the web page to return in the HTML. We are working with the HTML that is responsible for that. And here you can see head and head. Delimits the page head. So this means this is the page head that is working for that. And title, we see the title is responsible for the title website. So defines the title not displayed on the page. You can see it is not displayed on the page, but it is defines the title. And body is the page's body. So everything that is returning here will be displayed in the page body. And so other tags are here, like HN to HN. This means it is responsible for heading. For example, you want to add some headings, you need to use this H1 tag, and I'm going to explain everything. We're going to see each and every tag. For example, I'm just think about, like, I want to create a website. For that I need a heading. Okay, so just give a comment what heading we can enter. Just give a comment, just say some words that we can enter in our browser and see the result. Just say some words, just give a comments like what is the name we want to render in our browser, what is the heading that we want to give for our website. Can we go with our company name, the web dev. Okay, so I need to add a heading, the web dev. What I can do, I need to give h1. Okay, you need to give the h1, and you can see a open tag will be there and a close tag will be there. Okay, so and this opening is closing is responsible. If a tag is open, a tag will be closed, and inside the opening and closing only you need to type what you want. Okay, so this h1 is responsible for the heading. Okay, h is responsible for the heading, and h1 it's which has some bigger size. Okay, so it is the top bigger size in the heading. Okay, so I say the web dev. So the web dev is the website. The web dev is the heading we need. Okay, after I'm showing this, here you can see the web dev. It is shown in a bigger format, right? So and for subheadings, if I want to add some subheadings, what can I do means there are 6 subheadings is there. For example, 5 subheadings is there. From starting from h1, h6 is available. For example, we have h2 tag. Okay, we have h3 tag, and we have h4 tag, and we have h5 tag, and we have h6 tag. Okay, so what is the difference between h1 and h2 and h3 and h4 and h5 and h6? And each are little bit smaller than the h1. Okay, so you can see the if I say h1 and I displayed the web dev, it will be shown in some bold letters and some bigger font, right? So when I use the same word in the h2, you can see it will be little bit smaller than the h1. You can see it is totally big, it is totally small. Okay, so based on based on which size, whether it is a heading, whether it is a subheading, and depends upon the size you can able to add that. For example, if I add the logo in h1, what I can do, I can add the slogan in the h5. Okay, so that is the main reason. Okay, so I just going to explain how all the heading tag will be varies in the size. Okay, you can see everything will be increases decreases in the font, like h1 will be bigger, h2 will be little bit smaller than the h1, and h3 is even more smaller than the h1, and h4 is smaller than that, and h6 is even smaller than that. Okay, so depends upon this you can able to add that. For example, how can we use this? For example, like this, I want a h1 tag and I want a h6 tag. You can see like this. Okay, so in this h6 I can add the slogan. Consider this is our company, and we can add our slogan like we creates new budding developers, like this. You can see we creates new budding developers. Okay, and a heading a slogan, right? So a heading a slogan is created, right? So this is how we create everything in the HTML. If you go and see in the Wikipedia, if you go and see in the Amazon, if you go and see in some of your personal some of the personal branding website, if you go and see some of the gaming apps, and everywhere they are using some of the text, everywhere they are using some images, and everything that is done by HTML. Okay, so this is for the heading. Okay, so what are the other tags is available? Okay, if I go for image, the other tag is available as B. So this B tag is used to bold the text. Okay, so another important tag is called P tag. What is this P tag and what is the responsible for? And this P tag is responsible for adding the paths. Okay, if you want to add some paragraphs, you can add that. Okay, for example, I just want to copy some paragraph like web dev. I just in the Google, and it's showing something like what is the web dev used for, and I just copy this. Okay, I just copy this, and I want to add this in a paragraph. What you can able to do, just add the paragraph in here like this. Okay, like a description, writing a description like this. Okay, you can see it is not bolded, it is in different size, right? It is the heading is bold. See, the heading is bolder. You can see the web dev is bolder and it is huge size, and this is also an h6. It is even more smaller than the paragraph, but it is also bolder. Okay, defaultly. But here you can see in the paragraph tag, it is not in the bold tag. So it is the normal tag we are seeing in the browser. Okay, so this paragraph tag is used to add the paragraph. Okay, if you are adding the paragraph. And what is the next we have means other tags, like you can see an image tag, and this image tag is called a self-closing tag, and this self-closing tag is responsible for the adding the images. Okay, so some of the tags, mostly we have the non-self-closing tags, like if you can see, if I open the h1, I want to close the h1. The same like if I open the h6, I want to close the h6. If I open the paragraph, I want to open the paragraph or close the paragraph. But in the image, there is no closing. Like for example, there is no closing like this, right? There is no closing image tag is there like this. You can see it is not needed, and it is also not available. Why means because we actually don't need that. That's a tag that doesn't have a closing tag, that is called a self-closing tag. It will be close itself. Okay, so if I just go for adding an image in your website, what you need to do, you need to open the tag and click an image, and what you need to do, you need to give this tag, you need to give some extra things. For example, SRC. So what is this SRC means? This is called as attributes. So what is meant by attributes? You can see everything in the HTML is called as elements, and each elements are called as tags. Like body is a tag, P is a tag that is responsible for creating a paragraph, and everything is called as elements. And what is meant by attribute means it gives an additional information about that element. For example, an image tag is used. Okay, an image tag is used, and the SRC is responsible for which image I need to display in the browser. Okay, so the SRC gives the additional information for that image tag. Okay, so that is called as attribute. Okay, if I say SRC and I want to add some image, how can I add that? So if you want to add locally, you can add, otherwise go for Google. If I just go for Google, and sorry, I just go for an website called Unsplash. Okay, so this website is used to they provide some of the free images with high quality. Okay, so we use mostly like this. You can see so much of things is there, right? So for example, I want to add this image in my website. What I can do, just you can see a download option, right? You can see a download option, you just download it. Okay, you can download it and you can drag it in your file and you can add it. I will show you how to add that. Or otherwise you can directly paste from the Google. I just copy this, and you can see copy image address. Copy image address will be displayed in the browser. Just copy the image address, and then what to do, you need to paste the image address in the browser like this. Okay, like this enemy show, and you need to paste that image address in the browser. Okay, so after this you can see this is our browser, and this will be rendering the image. Okay, we created a beautiful website that contains this images, right? So for adding an image, there are two ways. One is you can download it and locally store it and you can add, or otherwise you can directly add the link, directly add in the link attribute, and you can store that. Okay, so this is we directly add the link. And then another way is you need to add directly the image file. So how can we do that? So for example, we download it, right? So we download it. What I going to do, I just go for my downloads, and here you can see the image is downloaded, right? So what I'm going to do, I just cut this and I paste it in the folder which my development work is happening. I just going to paste it. After pasting it, I just come for the Visual Studio Code editor and open the file section. You can see my image is available here. This is our HTML page and this is our image tag. Okay, what I'm going to do, I just going to rename it, and I say like img image.png. So I rename that, and here you can see this is also changed. And in this Visual Studio Code, the image tag will be shown. Okay, so just remove this. Right now, if I go for the open with live server, you can see no image is displayed here, because in the SRC section we don't add any image, right? So if you want to add that, what you want to do, you can just copy the link address of the image and you can paste it here, or otherwise you just download it and put it in your development environment, and you need to call that name img. You can see an recommendation from the Visual Studio Code will be displayed, and img.png. And if you click that img.png, after you saving, for you want to save, control plus yes. After you save this, you can see the web, this will be showed, this will be displayed, this will be displayed in our browser like this. So this is huge image. Okay, so this is a huge image, that is why it is showing like this. Okay, so I want to show this image in a particular width and size. Okay, what for that we can add some other attributes, like this is called a style attributes, height. So this is going to say about height of the image. Okay, the height of the image is I want like 500 pixel. Okay, so 500 pixel is the height of the image, and I just going to say width is going to be 400 pixel, like this. You can see the image is right now, in the correct pixel. We set the image in the correct pixel, right? It will be shown like this, and the website is created neatly, right? So, and our website is created neatly. And there is another important attribute is that is called as alt. So what is meant by this alt attribute? So you can see, if you go for some website, some of the websites are get broken, right? So what is meant by broken means, like it will do it doesn't show that image, right? So in that cases, for example, what happens, in the development state, what happens means, if the user browser is broken, if the user browser has a low internet connectivity, in some that cases this picture will not render properly. Okay, so this alternative, this alt is nothing but alternative. This alternative is a text description that gives the information about this image. For example, consider this is my garage. Okay, so, or consider this is my office. Okay, I'm going to say this is my office. Okay, I'm saying that, and you can see nothing will happen now. This is say my office, nothing is happening now, and it is showing like, after adding this alt and all, you can see a broken image is added, the broken image is given, and it is showing like this is my office, right? So whenever the image is broken, for some cases, what you can able to do, you can just, the text will be displayed. Okay, for example, if I just by mistake and I remove the spelling, some spelling mistakes has happened, and this image is not rendered correctly, like this, you can see the image will show a broken image, right? So like this is called as broken image. So some reasons this will be happen, and in that cases you need to give the description about the image. You can add this. Okay, so it will be show like this is a lion, this is my office, like this we displayed in our browser. Okay, so for that you can use this. Okay, so whenever the image get broken, then this will be, whenever the image get broken, then this will be displayed here. Okay, so this is actually the image tag works. Okay, and one more thing here you need to notice. So right now we see about what is heading tag, what is paragraph tag, and what is image tag. Okay, so if I go for a Wikipedia website now, or Wikipedia website, you can see an image of the globe is added, right? So this image of the globe is added by using the image tag, and this is h1, it is created by the heading tag, and you can see this is called as some paragraph tags. These all are the paragraph tags that is created. And now what we're going to do, we're going to see about this listing. So it is comes under an listing type. So we're going to see about how this list works. Okay, we're just going to see about how this list works. Okay, for that, what I'm going to do, for creating a list, you have two tags. One is ol. Okay, so one is ol, this is for ordered list, and another one is called as ul, this is called as unordered list. So ordered list, what is the difference between ordered list and unordered list? I will explain. First we go with the unordered list. Okay, first we go with the ul list, and inside this, if you want to create a list, inside this you need to add an li tag. Okay, so inside this li tag only, you need to say what are the things you going to add. For example, related to our image, related to our website. I'm going to say like HTML. Just a minute. Okay, so this is how you need to create the website. Like there are so much of tags is here, like ul tag, li tag, ol tag, like br tag, image tag, and ahref tag, and these all are the tags that is responsible for creating the HTML tags. So this is responsible for creating the HTML tags, and it will be displayed like this. Okay, so this is how you need to create that. Okay, so and the next thing what you're going to see about this, how to use the CSS and how to create a beautiful website. Like we're going to see about how they created an alignment like this. Okay, a beautiful alignment like this, we're going to see that. Okay, so we're going to cover, and that section will be covered by our another tutor. Motion shot will taken the section. Okay, so just wait for a minute, he will join in the section and he will taken for this certificate 𝐏𝐚𝐫𝐭𝐢𝐜𝐚𝐫𝐭. Okay, just wait for a minute, you will get the attendance form. You can fill the first attendance form now, and the second attendance form will be sent at the end of the meeting, and you will get the second attendance form too. Okay, after attendance it, you will receive the certain after attendance it, you will receive the certificate in the browser, sorry, in your through your mail. Okay, so you will get the certificate through your mail, and we will notify you in the group too. Okay, okay, so this is the basic of HTML. Okay, so if you go for some of the documentation website like W3 School, Java T Point, and even our blog website is also available. Like so much of things, like you can see HTML is the web dev is our blog website is available, and here there you can go and see, means there are so many tags is available like this. Okay, there are so many tags is available, and you can use this tag. Okay, you can use this tag, and by using this tag you can able to you can see the content in the browser. Okay, like this, practice by yourself. This is the basic about HTML, and the basic about CSS will be handled by the Mosam sir. Okay.
Okay, so can someone please confirm me that am I audible so that I can start with the CSS now? Okay, Hari. Okay, thanks. Thanks. So, Hari, I just want to confirm one thing that my screen is visible properly and I am audible also. So, can you please confirm, Hari, here in the live chat? Yes. No. Uh, can you please write Purnima in the live chat that what is the issue? Can you hear me or not? So, is it okay? Okay. So, 1 second. Right. Some. Okay, 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 okay. Screen sharing. Okay, thanks, Hari. Thanks for the confirmation. Now let us start with the CSS, and let me tell you what is a CSS, how to add CSS, in how many ways you can add CSS. So these are the common things which I will be covering now with you all guys, as this is only a, I can say, a development workshop where we will be covering only the basics part. So don't expect too much. And also one very important thing, from today onwards we will be starting a boot camp. Yeah, thanks Purnima, thanks. So today, from today onwards, we will be starting a web development boot camp, which is a 2 month long boot camp where we will be covering the entire front end, means starting from I can say starting from HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, and each and everything. That will be only a weekend class. So, in case anyone wants to join, let me share the details also. 1 second, 1 second. This is the entire details on your screen on your live YouTube chat, where you can see that we have around 30 seats, in which all the seats are full now. We have added additional 5 seats for some people who are looking for this opportunity. And this will be very, very, very most demanding series. So please have a look. In case anyone wants to join, please join. Please let us know. Please ping us. This series will start today from 6:30 p.m. It will be only on Saturdays, and for the 2 weeks, 2 months, it will be there. It will be on live Zoom 1 to 1. So you all will love it. So now let's start with CSS now. So what is a CSS? CSS is basically cascading style sheet which helps you to actually style the HTML code what we have written just now. So earlier, if you see in HTML, your web page will looks very ugly. It is not attractive. It is not look. It does not looks beautiful. It is not looking awesome. So for this reason, CSS has been added, and it is being added by the W3 schools only. Fine. So for this reason, W3 school has added CSS in 1995, but in 2015 a major upgradation has been happened in HTML and CSS along with the JavaScript. So this is how the new CSS is in front of you, which is the CSS 3. Now there are three ways in which you can add CSS. Fine. First one is the inline, second one is in the internal, and third one is the external. So let me start with this. So we have the H1, and in this we have internal, H2, external. Sorry, here let's start with the P, inline. So there are three ways, and let me open this with live server. Fine. So there are three ways in which you can add CSS. First one is inline, second is internal, third is external. So let us use the style, and we will add here the background color, and in this background color we will add the aqua color. Fine. So see the background color changed to aqua. Now for this internal wave, let me change this to CSS, and here we will add the style, and in this style for the H2 we will change the background color to somewhat of this color. So this is how you can add, this is how you can add background color like that. Now the third method is the external method. Fine. So for this, as the name says, we have to create some external file, and in this external file, so in this we will be adding this CSS externally. So what was the code? It is H2. Okay, okay, okay. So let me change this to H1. Fine. Now we will be targeting the H2 here. Now we will change the background color to, let us use the RGB format, 255, 255 and 0. So, and what, as soon as I am saving this, it is not reflecting here. Why? Because because as the name suggests external, we need to link both the files with the help of link tag. So here you can see this external also comes with the color what we have mentioned here in the RGB pattern. So here you can see I have added colors in three formats. First one is simply typing the name of the color. Which one is this? Is the first one. Second one is this one. Third is this one. Why this is like so? because here in CSS you can add CSS in three ways. First one is inline, second one is internal, and third one is external. Similarly, you can add colors also in three ways. So first one is simply typing the name of the color as what I did here. Where is it? Aqua. Second one is the hexadecimal format. This starts with the hash. So if most of you are from most of you, I can say, have learned number systems. So in the number system there is a type of number system which has the hexadecimal number system, which starts with hash, and have the values starting from 0 to 9 and from 0 to 9 and from A to F. So similarly, colors also follows this hexadecimal pattern. Fine. Now the third one is the RGB format. RGB stands for red, green, and blue, and the red, green, and blue has a range starting from 0 to 255, which means it starts from 0 and at 255, which starts from black to white. Now let me show you a web page where you can refer. One second. HTML color codes. So see, these are the HTML color codes being available for us to pick the colors of your choice. And one more site, HTML color picker. This site is particularly being designed by the WC schools, where you can add colors as per your choice. Here you can see the color hexadecimal format, the RGB format, and the HSL format. So you can actually make color as per your choice. So these two websites are very helpful to all of you. Fine. Now after this color, let us have some CSS selectors here. Now here let us have some CSS selectors definition. So if you see here, this H2 is a selector. Fine. This particular thing is a declaration. This is the property, and this is the value. Fine. This H2 is a selector. This thing is a declaration. This is the property, and this is the value. So this is basically the CSS selector carry the items inside it. Now let us have one second fonts. Okay, very important thing, fonts. So one second. So let me disable it, and here removing all this thing. Now let us have a lorem dummy paragraph here, or one second. Fine. So now let us target this paragraph now here. Now uh, 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 let us have the font family here. So in case if we want to change the font, there are three available fonts. Fine. So with the help of this font family, you can add the fonts here. Now Why these three fonts are there? They ideally it has to be only one, but why these three fonts are there? Because these case so many browsers are there, and in case if I can say, let us assume Google Chrome does not supports the Arial font and supports the next available font, which is the Helvetica. So by default it picks up the second font which we have given. Now let's suppose Google Chrome does not support the Arial font, and Google Chrome does not support the Helvetica font, and it supports the sans serif font. So by default it picks up the available font what we have given. These days we have Google Chrome, we have Firefox, we have Microsoft Edge, we have Safari. So because of this, they have some limitations also. That is why we are giving the three fonts. The last two fonts you can say as the fallback fonts. Fine. So now let us have some Google fonts also, because the fonts what the font name what you know are there by default. So you know Times New Roman, you know Times Roman, all these are by default available here. Now let us add some Google fonts. So as you know, Google are now into our each and every part and parcel of our life. So Google have now introduced themselves in this. So let us use this font, Uchen font, and here just select it, click here, double click, copy, and in the top just copy the link. Sorry, just paste the link. Now let us add here Uchen. See, it is being now changed. Now this is the way in which you can add the Google fonts here. Fine. Now let us add some more font properties here. For this we will have font. So always end up with a semicolon. Now we will have font size of 25 px. Nice. And have font weight as bold. Now some more font properties which is called as a line height of 1.2 rem. Let me have 1.9, so it looks nice. Now here if you see, this line height is basically the gaps between the lines. I can say 3.9. Now now let us have one more thing here. Mm, what we can add? Yes, letter spacing. Let us have 0.2 em, and one more another property is called as a word spacing. We can use the same as 0.5 em. Fine. Now another important property is text transform to uppercase, all are into capital now, and list style, as you can use lower alpha, and we can also use text decoration underline. So these are some basic very important font properties in which you can add. So guys, Can someone please confirm me that is it okay by here? There are almost 10 to 13 people are there who is watching the video. So can you please confirm me that is it okay by here? Am I audible properly? My screen is also working fine. Can someone please confirm? Now we will be starting with the box model property of CSS. So is it okay till here? So I request you all to please. Okay, okay, Lokeshwari. Thanks, yeah, thanks, Lokeshwari. So I request Lokeshwari to please fill both the attendance form. One has already been shared. Another one will be shared by the system. I don't know when it will be shared automatically. So thanks for the reply, dear. Now let me have the very important property in CSS which is called as the box model property. Let us start with the box model property now. So what is this box model property? Now for this to understand, let me okay. One thing. Before going to the box model property, let us have a basic idea of what are classes and what are IDs. So uh, 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 let me remove it. Now let's start with the div, and in this div we will have h1. In this h1 we will have lorem, dummy lorem. Now let us have a class here as a class name top. Similarly, we will replicate the same as bottom. Now, and here we will use id. Now, there are two very important things here which are called as the classes and IDs. These are basically used to highlight any HTML element. Now, if you see here, classes can I can say like this: same class can be used multiple times, but ID can only be used one time, and class can only be highlighted with the help of dot in the front, and ID with the help of hash in the front. So let us have a practical look here. So Logeshwari, check the live YouTube chat box. It is there only. Okay. So in case who have not filled the first attendance form, the attendance form is there in the live YouTube chat. One second. One second. Let me also see is it there or not. Okay. We didn't get the first attendance. Okay, fine. No need to worry. No need to worry. We will share one attendance sheet here right now. Just be with me for some couple of seconds. One second. Let me prepare one attendance sheet for you. One second, dear friends. One second. So, my dear friend, so here is the attendance sheet, first attendance sheet, which is there on your live YouTube chat. Please fill it right here, right now, so as to avoid any confusion. Fine. So I hope you all got it now. Now please fill it right here, right now, so that we can start with classes and IDs. So this is class and this is ID. Now let us have, let us start, or let us target the class now. You always use dot class name, and we will have the what we will use in this. So let us add one more very important thing, which is called as the color, and we will use the color as orange red. Now what is the last bottom? Always copy the class and the ID names. Now here use the hash in front of the ID, and here we will add what I will add here. We will add the background color to blue. Fine. So here if you see, classes will be highlighted with the help of dot and ID with the help of hash. Now let us switch on to the next very important topic, which is called as the box model topic. Here if you see here, box model contains four things. Fine. So what are those four things? Let us create a simple box model, and here we will have a div. Inside this div will paragraph and lorem 10, and I saved it now. Now let me have one thing, and box model contains of four things, but for this to show, let me open this in here in Google Chrome. See, this is the box model. One second. This is the box model. If you see here, this is the content. Fine. First thing is the content in the box model. Outside this content, we have a padding. This is the second thing. Outside the padding, we have a border. This is the third thing. Outside this border, we have margin. This is the fourth thing. So the box model contains of four things: content, padding, border, and margin. It is across all the sites. Fine. So now let me close it, and let us adjust it now first. Okay, fine. So now let us have the box model. We, for this we have border of 2p x solid of gray color. Fine. So now let us have some padding of 20px and have some margin of 30 30 px. Fine. So now let us have a discussion on this padding and margin. So if you see, padding means spaces around the content across all the sides, that is top, left, bottom and right. Fine. And similarly margin is space around the border across all the sides. Fine. So now let us comment out this thing, and we have padding in the left also, we have padding in the bottom also. Similarly we have padding in the right also. Yes, should be. This is the first attendance. Second attendance will be shared, I can say, around 6 p.m. Padding right billets have 15 px, and padding what left, right, bottom and top will have only 5p. So see, this content looks like this. Similarly you can have margin all across. Margin and padding looks like that only and works like that only. Now this is the second way in which you can add padding and margin. No, let us have the third way also. Here we can have padding 10 px and 20 px. So 10 px, 20 px means 10 px is for top and bottom, 20 px is for left and right. Fine. So this is how you can add or create a box model property. Now let us have the next very important property, which is called as a styling of list. Yes. So now let us do some styling of list thing, and for this let me create a basic structure. As this we have an header and we have a category, and here let us have a class, and in this we have an unordered list. In this list have some list item. Okay, let us have a shortcut here, li into a, li into 5. Oh, sorry, let me try once again. Li into 5. Fine. So you all need to know shortcuts. Shortcuts will help you a lot. So now what has happened here? So by default it has created here. Now let us go hash hash. So this simple list we have created here. Now let me do a styling for this. So always copy the class name. Now dot categories. Okay, now we will start with the basic styling of this list, as how we will be creating the list styling part. So let us have border of 5 px solid of orange red color. Now let us do one thing. Let us have some padding of 10 px, and a border radius also is a very important property of 10 px. So border radius property will change this sharpness to the curved ones. Fine. Now let us target the header part. We have h1 or h2. We have h2. Fine. So now text align as center. So h2 will come in the center now. Now let us use some dot categories in this. Use the unordered list, and in this unordered list, let's have the padding as 0, so that it will come in the left. And in the same unordered part, we will add some list style as list style. 1 second. As none, so the dots will get removed. Now we will have the anchor tag. We have the text decoration as none, and we will change the color to black. Fine. So now see how it is, how it looks. Now let us target the one most very important property, okay, which is the hover property, where we can add the background color to orange. So as soon as, see, I move my cursor on these categories, the background color change to orange. So this is the beauty of this hover property. Fine. 1 second. Now after this hover property, uh, 1 minute. Now after this hover property, let us have let us have one more thing here. Uh, 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 what is that? Okay, let us target the unordered list. So similarly, you can pick each and every item and start targeting. Fine. So let us pick the unordered list here, and in the unordered list, we will use the list items. So in the list item, we will add padding in the bottom of 20 px, very nice, and a border bottom of 2 px, dotted of black color. So this is how, and let us have some margin in the top of I can say 10 px, so that the spaces between the lines and the category will get some more space here. So this is how I can say the styling of list is complete. And in case we would like to have, and here we would like to say here the styling of list part has been completed. Now you can add some more properties also, similar to let us have one more thing here. I can say nothing is left here. Can. Or you can have one thing. You can have the font family also. So let us have Arial, and you can have the font size of 20 px also. So it looks nice. Similarly, based on your requirement, you can do the changes. Now you can have also the text decoration, text transform, text transform to uppercase, so that category will become, yeah, nice. Now it looks nice. So now I am hand over the session to Hari, so that he will take you to the JavaScript part. So Hari.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for taking the CSS section. So good. Okay. So yeah, I think now you can understand like how the basics and fundamentals of HTML and CSS work, right? So this HTML is responsible for the structure of the website, and CSS is responsible for the design part of the website, right? So these two plays a main role in the building and HTML building and static websites. Like what I mean, like what is meant by static website? A static website is nothing but like a website that we can only able to see that. Okay, so that is called a static website. That a minute, just share my screen and you can able to see. Just a minute, my screen will be shared. Okay, so what is meant by a static website? Means a static website is nothing but a website. Here you can see, if I go for a website, this is, we can see this is the website that we have created lately, right? So by using CSS we can able to color it, right? So we can able to like design it like whatever we want, whatever we need to show, that everything we can able to show here. For example, we can able to change the background color, we can able to center the element, we can able to everything by using CSS we can able to do that. Okay, so then what this is called as actually static website. Okay, so the static website is nothing but we can only able to watch, we can able to only see that. Okay, so some of the website like your portfolio website, you are creating your portfolio website, there is no interactivity is there, right? So they are like on website only we can able to see only, like blog website, newsletter websites. Okay, so they are called as websites. Okay, so then where comes this JavaScript? So I just explained where comes this JavaScript and all. Okay, okay, so till now we know that by using HTML and CSS, by using HTML and CSS, how this work as a layer. For example, the bottom layer is called as HTML. Okay, So this is responsible for all the tags and pictures and elements, everything, all the elements in the website. Okay, this is responsible for that. After building this will be looking like pretty ugly. So because this don't have a decent styling and this doesn't have a decent colorings, patterns, alignments and all. Okay, so for that what we need css. So how this css will be look like, this will be applied on the top of this html. Okay, so if the css file is on the top of this html, so what is mean by on the top of the html? So this, there is a html file is there, on the top of it css is there, like a makeup. For example, this is my skin and css is like a makeup, it will style my face. The same like this html is the base page, and in the top of that the css will be working. The css will give the colors and paddings and all. Okay, so that is all taken care of by the css. Okay, so if in case the css will not work, then what happened, only the html will be work. Okay, so because I say that this is in layer by layer. Okay, the same like javascript is another front-end technology. JS is another front-end technology. This is on the top of these things, these HTML, CSS. Okay, not on CSS, this HTML thing. Okay, what this has CS JavaScript will do? JavaScript give life for the website. Okay, so this JS is the main language in the development field, most important and also a main language in the development field. By using JavaScript you can able to do everything. Okay, so first I just explain why JavaScript and what JavaScript and how this JavaScript is used and everything. Okay, after that we move on to the web development where we are using the JavaScript. Okay, so the second attendance form will be shared at the end of the meeting. Okay, so we will be there at the end of the meeting too. Okay, so next, so JavaScript, what is be JavaScript? We already said that web development has two parts, right? One is the front end and another one is the back end. Okay, so the front end is called as client side, right? So the client can able to see that, and the back end is called as server side. So only it is not able to see by the, this is not able to see by the server. Okay, so in this client side, only the client side, we can see the client side we have three technologies like html have, css have, and javascript, right? And some people asking me like javascript is a programming language. We can say yes, and also we can say no. Okay, so right, when javascript was introduced, it is only came for front end. It is only for front end, which means javascript itself is called as an client side language. Client side language, it is not a programming language. When it comes, it is called as client side language. So what is mean by client side language? Basic html css is there, right? So you can, by using javascript you can give life for that, and I will explain that what is meant by giving life for the website or not. Okay, so this is called as javascript and it is only came for the front end. Okay, so but what happens means, now we can use javascript in front end. Okay, and also we can use backend by using a Node.js runtime environment of the JavaScript. By using Node.js, we can able to write JavaScript in the backend. And if you want to learn the Web3 concepts, JS will be there. And if you want to learn about some ML like that, and JS is also there. Okay, so JS plays a major role and it puts his hands dirty on each and every field. Like for example, if I take the front end, you can see lots of libraries and frameworks are available. One of the famous framework is called as React.js, right? One of the famous framework is called as React.js. And libraries, we can say like jQuery. Once the React.js comes, now the jQuery is little bit newer, but React.js is one of the most popular library. It is also a library, but because of its vast use, we can consider this also a framework. And also some other frameworks like Angular is there, and we have Vue.js is there. Each and everything is built by using JavaScript only. So by using JavaScript, you can able to learn the front end. You can able to learn the front end,
and you can able to learn the backend. So backend we have Node.js. This Node.js is called as a server-side language, which will help us to run our code to connect with the server and also the database. Okay, to connect with the server and also with the database. Okay, so by using Node.js, we can able to do that. Okay, so the only you need to familiar with this one concept. Which concept? JavaScript. Now we can say initially it is comes only for the client side. It is only come for the front end part only. But due to its vast supportings and also due to its vast frameworks and all and the fan base it has, it is now the popular programming language. Okay, so it is in the top second rank. Okay, because in the development field it is the first, no other doubt. Okay, so in compared to the programming language, it is the second and Python is the number one. But in development field, when we take web development, app development, JS is the first. Okay, JS is the first. Okay, so this is the reason why everywhere you are going, everywhere you are seeing JavaScript or React.js, Node.js, like that you are seeing those concepts. Okay, so this is actually JavaScript and introduction for JavaScript. Okay, okay, so then come to, if I learn the JavaScript, what all are the roles I can apply? If I learn the JavaScript, you can apply for the front end, because you already know HTML and CSS, you learn that, then only you going to learn up for the JavaScript. And if you learn JavaScript, you can work with Node.js concept. Then what you can able to do, you can able to go and apply for the backend. Okay, so you can able to apply for front end, you can able to apply for back end. There are two job roles you can apply, and you can apply JavaScript developer itself. There is a job role is called as JavaScript developer itself, and you can apply for that JavaScript developer. And what is the next? The next is we have frameworks. In the front end we have frameworks like React.js, right? So you can apply for the React developer. There is a role called React developer itself. Okay, right now around 3-4 roles are available. Once you learn the JavaScript itself, you can apply for all these roles. And after this what you can apply, you can, if right now you are no React, you know like Node.js, you are learn Node.js. And what is the next means, you need to learn master database. It is database to store the database. And you need to learn the Express. And what is this Express? Express is a framework, like how JavaScript is front end and JavaScript have a framework called React.js. Same like Node.js is backend and Node.js have a framework called Express. And this Express.js is also a framework that is used to some how the React simplify our job. Same like Express also simplify the node part. Okay, if you learn mirror, if you learn the MongoDB database, if you learn the Express, and if you learn the React, if you learn the Node.js, you can see all these things are one. For learning all these things, you need to learn only one thing. You need to focus only on one thing. This is called as JavaScript. If you learn this, you can able to apply for a job role called Marin Stack. And one more thing, Marin Stack has huge job openings. Okay, wherever you go for a midterm or you go for a short-term companies, if you're familiar with this stack, then you can absolutely get a job. If you have in your portfolio you have React, then you can able to get a job. Okay, so that is the only reason we are focusing on JavaScript. Okay, so Marin Stack is one of the popular stack. And also I already said, instead of Marin we have Angular. Okay, if you learn Angular instead of React.js, it is good to go with React.js. But if some interest you are learning Angular.js, you can apply for mean stack. You can apply for a mean stack. Why I'm saying all those things? The only thing is, here you can see the only programming language, JavaScript. If you give focus on this JavaScript, if you learn this, if you complete this, if you get into this, if you are spending 2 hours directly daily, then what would happen in this programming language? These opportunities. You can see you have these opportunities. You can able to apply for everything: front end, back end, JavaScript developer, React.js developer, Angular developer, Marin stack developer. Once you understand the core concept of JavaScript, you can able to do everything. You can able to do everything. Okay, so in this bootcamp we are going to cover only this small part. Okay, not in that small part also we are not going to cover everything. We're going to give an introduction to that only. Okay, so only this front end small part. Okay, but JavaScript has a vast surroundings, like it has React.js, AngularJS, Node.js, Express.js. There are so much of things has to be covered in JavaScript. Okay, if you learn this, you can able to do that. Okay, so actually what is meant by full stack? You hear the word, right? Full stack. Stack is nothing but a combination of technology. It's called as layers. It is called as combination of technology. For example, I'm combining MongoDB, Express, React, and Node. So there are 4 different technology combined in a single website. MongoDB is act as a database, and Express is act as a framework for the Node.js backend language, and we have React for front end and Node for the backend. Okay, so by using all these technologies, what we can able to do, we can create an entire website. Okay, so this combination, this layering, it is called a stack. Okay, so there are so much of stack is there. Like for example, Marin is a stack, Mean is a stack, Lamp is a stack. Like there's so much of stack is there. Marin stack is the #1 and also the most popular stack right now. Okay, so these are all the concept you need to understand. Why essentially we need JavaScript. Okay, I think now you understand like why we need JavaScript, right? Next, what is JavaScript? We see about JavaScript or everything, right? So I say like JavaScript is first come for the front end. Okay. Meanwhile, JavaScript is also declared as JavaScript a client-side language. So when it comes first in the 1996, it is called as client-side programming language. Okay, why the name JavaScript? Is anything related to Java? The answer is no. There is no correlations between JavaScript and Java. Java is only the company which introduced JavaScript is called as Netscape. They are saying like we want to run the Java alphabet. We want to run those Java alphabet. Just a minute. Okay, so they want to run the Java alphabet in the browser without using any server and all. So they want to run in the browser. That is why they say like they are introduced JavaScript. And but still we are thinking like most people think like JavaScript, naming the word as JavaScript is a marketing strategy. So what is my marketing strategy? So here you can see Java is more popular in that time. Even this time Java's been popular because of its job openings, and also it's useful for the backend development and all. Okay, so if a new programming come, we can give a prefix for that same programming language. All the people attention will go for this, right? So and also we can say it will be work. So that base it works. Then that because of that only JavaScript is now more popular. Okay, because of that only JavaScript is now even more popular than the Java. Okay, so this is the main reason why the name comes like JavaScript. But there is no code relations between the JavaScript and Java. Okay, so this is how the JavaScript this is all about the JavaScript introduction and JavaScript. And one more thing, another thing is learning JS for front end, for web development is easy. Don't like learning web development, learning JavaScript is hard. Most of the people are thinking like that. Learning JavaScript is hard, right? So most of the why they are thinking like that, because of this you can see JavaScript has a vast topic to cover, and there are so much of technologies available there to speak. Okay, so that is why they are saying like JavaScript has been tough. But here you can see JavaScript, I just say JavaScript for learning web development. JavaScript for learning web development for the front end, it is very easy. When you go for Node.js, when you go for React.js, When you go for AngularJS, then only the complex topic will be used in this part only. For example, if I use Node.js, the callbacks and all I want to work with. If I want to React.js, the ES6 concept and all I want to work with. The same like Angular, both the callbacks and ES6 concept I want to work with. The same like this, JavaScript is very easy for the front end, but it is that the hardcore, some difficult to understand concepts that are comes in this area. That all this comes in this area. Okay, so this is the only thing you need to understand. So learning JavaScript for front end is easy. So for front end, what are the topics I need to learn? You need to learn the syntax and basic programming. Just a minute. Sorry for this. Okay, so now only I get the power. Okay, so there's some of the issues happen the live because of the power cut happens in our town. Okay, so now only I get the power. I think hope it will be good now. Okay, so sorry for the disturbance. Okay, so JavaScript for learning front end, what are the topics you need to learn? So the topics you need to learn is, you need to learn the basic syntax, how the JavaScript syntax works, and you need to learn the basic concept, like basic programming concept, like variables. What is mean by variables? What is mean by data types? What is mean by string, how the functions and all, and what is mean by reference data type, what is mean by primitive data types, and what all are they, and how this works. And you need to learn about what is function, and you need to learn about what is object and what is array and regex. This is more than enough for the basics of JavaScript. And after completing this JavaScript, what you need to do? You need to go for the DOM. This is the main part. Very important. What is mean by DOM? This is called as document object model. Okay, so this document object model, this is the only thing, this concept is the only thing that is responsible for implementing the JavaScript in the browser. So for that, first of all, you need to know what is the purpose of JavaScript, right? So let me go and see, work with the purpose of JavaScript, and we come to the slide again. Okay, if I go for a website, let's say what website we can go for a website, something like Google Chrome, Google search. I go for a website here. Okay, I just go for a website here, and you can see if I search something like, this is Google, right? So here you can see this is an image, right? GOOGLE, this is an image, and this is done by HTML. And this is also this input tag, right? You can see here this input tag, this is also done by HTML. And here you can see this part, this is also done by HTML. And this alignment, centering it and giving its color white, and inside this giving black, and this is all done by CSS, right? And what is the purpose of JavaScript? For example, if I press this search button, something is happening, right? Something is happening. That happening is done by JavaScript. Okay, I just given a decent example like how the JavaScript works. Think about, like, if you're going for a shop in your city, you have a shop. Okay, you in your city, I just explain it in the slide. Okay, it will be pretty easy to understand too. Okay, so like, let us consider a person. His name is Vikram. He is in the town, right? Some towns. Okay, so he is in some of the towns. Okay, so he's in some, he is in the town. We can name, like, he's in Punjab. Okay, so in Punjab, some town. Okay, so here I don't know that town's names, and like we can say like anything, anywhere. He's in something, and nearby his home, he is living in his home, and nearby his home he has a grocery store. Okay, a store is there. Okay, so this is the store, a beautiful store, like we can say a store is there, a beautiful store. In this store, what all are the things available? There are so much of things are available like this. There are so much of things are available. We can buy the grocery, we can buy the dairy products, we can able to buy some snacks, we can able to buy some beverages, we can be able to buy some vegetables and everything. Okay, so some child section, so much of things is there available there. Okay, so it is a highly secluded, consider the store as a mall. It is a very big mall. Okay, it is a very big mall. Okay, okay, so there is a near to his home there is a store is there, right? What he is doing, he's go to the store to buy some products. So he's going for the store right now. Vikram is going for leaving his home and going to his store. Okay, so if he goes to the store, but he can able to see the infrastructure. Infrastructure means how big the mall is, what all are the items is there, what all are the sections is there. What do you mean the section? Section is like kids section, grocery section, beverage section, software section, something like that. There are so much of things is there, right? So like this, the infrastructure, the lighting, everything, all the products, high branded products, everything is there. Okay, so he go and watch everything. He's watching everything. But the problem comes here when he tries to purchase, he could not find in the shop. There is no shopkeeper. There is no shopkeeper. See, in the shop, they have lots of items, right? They have lots of items like beautiful branded items, clothings, groceries, vegetables, everything, beverages, everything. Beautiful items and top branded items are there. And also their infrastructure also very good, very clean. They have maintained, everything is protected by CCTV camera, everything is there. Okay, so all automations, everything is there. But the only thing is, in the shop there is no shopkeeper. So now there is a problem. If Vikram buys some food, he takes the food, there is no shopkeeper, means what would happen? Just give a comment. What would happen? You go for a shop and you are taking some of the things, but there is no shopkeeper, and don't say the answer like I will take without paying the money, right? So that is not legal, right? That is not legal. That is robbery, right? So that is not we going to do. Okay, so there is no shopkeeper is there, and I'm saying like what are the products I want. There's so many products is there, and I'm waiting for the shopkeeper, but there is no shopkeeper is available. Then what would happen? Just give a comment. What would happen? If you can understand, just give a comment. What would happen? Vikram will leave the shop. Vikram leave the shop because even the infrastructure is good. And all the items he expecting, everything is there, but there is no shopkeeper. He is not able to purchase anything because he need to give the bill. The shopkeeper is the one who is responsible for totaling the bill and giving the bill and scanning the products, and he has the authority, right? He has the authority to give the products to us. But in the shop there is no shopkeeper. How can I do? Even I just simply wait for that, but how long I can wait, right? So I cannot wait for so many longs of years in the shop, right? So what Vikram will do, Vikram will go for another shop, and where the shopkeeper available, he will go. Even the infrastructure is little bit dull, even the items are not that much expected, he go for the shop and he will buy this, right? Let's come to the website. This is I'm saying for remote. So this is I'm saying like example, right? If I come to the website, consider the infrastructure, consider the items. I say, what are the items? Consider now you are recreating the store in an online website. Okay, I'm naming the store as TWD Grocery. Okay, so TWD Grocery is the website what I going to build. Okay, this is the website what I going to build. Okay, in this, instead of grocery, we can say mall, TWD mall. We're going to build an website called TWD mall. In this mall, consider like an Amazon, like an Flipkart. Okay, all the products are listed. Okay, and that is all done by HTML. Okay, so that is called as HTML. And infrastructure, what is meant by infrastructure? So here, if I open a remote, like a local shop, infrastructure plays an important role, right? A good looking mall gives an additional customers, right? Because they spend time in the mall, right? The same like this, css gives the alignment, coloring and everything, right? So just like this, if I create a website like this, and all the elements I just named this as TWD mall, and here you can see all the products, all the categories I list down. So consider these categories are done by HTML. Okay, and infrastructure, we speak about infrastructure, local infrastructure, and for that infrastructure is done by CSS. It takes care of all the colorings, all the alignments, all the size, all the properties and everything. The designing part is taken by the CSS. Infrastructure is done by CSS. And this HTML, the like, what are the essential things we need, what are the products we need, what are the description we need to give for that product, what are the ratings, reviews, and these all are done by HTML, right? And here comes the real hero. The, like, if you click something, if you want to click the product, it need to go for add to cart, right? It go for add to cart, and after that what happened, this add to cart, there is a buy now button is there, right? Buy now button is there. If you click the buy now button, then what happened, it is go for the payment gateway. Okay, payment gateway, they ask for some personal details, and after you are done the payment is done, then what happened, bill will be sent to your email, right? Bill sent to the email, and this bill, you see your address, your payment, your amount and everything will be there. And this bill is a downloadable PDF, right? Downloadable PDF that is sent to an email. Okay, so these all part, here you can see till the payment, here these all are considered as backend. Okay, because this is some of the complex thing, everything. And but here you can see, you click the button, it is go for add to cart, right? It is go for the add to cart page, right? A new page will be open, and inside the page, what all are the items you are adding, that will be come to the add to cart, right? So after that, if you click the buy now button, it will redirect you to the payment gateway. It will open the payments gateways like EMI, credit card, something like that, right? So it will open to that. How that's happened? Mainly this, if I click that particular product, the image, the text and the description of that particular product is taken to another page, and it will be stored in another page. And you can see, after you completing this purchase, you come to the website like TWD mall, you come to the TWD mall, then what happened, it will show you purchased this product, it will be delivered in this time, right? It will be show, right? And also it gives the related items, for that product, it will show. How these things works, these things work by JavaScript. And also this JavaScript is act like a shopkeeper. Remember that JavaScript is act as a shopkeeper. If you are doing website by using HTML and CSS, the same concept, like all the items is available, a good best infrastructure is available, but no shopkeeper, then what happened, nothing will happen. There is no use of creating this website. We can simply come and read and see it and go like a museum. Now that's only happened. Okay, right? So for creating a business website, for creating an marketing website, what we need, we actually need JavaScript. So JavaScript is the one give live for the website. Consider you are going for Amazon and you are just seeing the product, you are coming, what is the use of Amazon website? Is someone use that website? The answer is no, right? It gives some interactivity. This interactivity, you can see, if for example, if you go for Amazon or Flipkart, they ask for your email, password, username, and after you give the username, you give sign up button. After signing in, it will move on to the dashboard page. In the dashboard page, your name will be displayed in the top of the page, right? How this happened? This is also happened by using JavaScript. JavaScript gives the response, gives this dynamicity. JavaScript is actually giving the life of the website. Okay, so without JavaScript, HTML and CSS is a dead website. We can call the dead website as a static website. We can only able to see that. That's it. We can see it. Wow, what a super website. That's it. We can see it like a notice board. We can just only see it. Okay, for creating website, you need JavaScript. You need JavaScript, and after coming JavaScript, after the JavaScript only introduced, and now right now we are using 2.0 websites version 2.0. Before, there is no like something like JavaScript is there, that is considered as 1.0. So you can go and see some of the old websites out there. You can see there is no decent styling is there, there is no good looking website is there. Even Facebook is not like that, right? So after that only Facebook update keeps on update, and right now we are in 2.0 era, and we are moving to 3.0. I think so many of you hear about web 3.0. It's about blockchains, right? Web 3.0 is all about blockchain. Okay, so this is the brief introduction about the JavaScript. Okay, it's the brief introduction about the JavaScript, and I'm just going to show you the live example of JavaScript and where it is working, and live projects too right now. Okay, and how many of you interested to see the live website? Just give a comment, like you want to learn about this JavaScript and you need to know about how the JavaScript works, and just give a comment. Okay, I will show you right now. Okay, so now what we're going to do, I already created some project. So like for example, you can see TWD. Okay, so I created HTML, I created main.js and style.js, some folders are there. I'm opening with code and I will explain how it is work. And I hope that you know how to add an external CSS, right? So how we add an external CSS? We add an external CSS in the top of the HTML, right? So in the top of the HTML, by using the link tag with an attribute rel, we give the relationship of that link, and also but by using href we link that page. Okay, by linking this page we can able to link the code, all the CSS code to the HTML. And how this, what happens once the HTML is rendered, it will give a markup coding for that HTML and it will be look like good, right? Okay, once I just open it in the browser. Okay, so this is the website we are doing. This is a website we are created. This is a website we are created. Just a minute. This is a website we are created. Okay, so like you can see, this is a website we created. And if I just, for example, just consider this is a website, and you are going, they are asking for name and email, some purpose. Okay, so they are asking for some name and email. You don't give any name and email. You just simply click this. Just a minute. I think I just comment off all the code. I just remove the code. Okay, now you don't want to understand these codes and all. Okay, yeah. Okay, so just a minute, I will show how the JavaScript work. Okay, here you can see, just refresh it. So this is the code. This is by using HTML and CSS, I created a simple form. I just say add users, and a name is there and an email is there, and they're asking for name and email. If a user comes, he doesn't give any name and email. Okay, he doesn't give any names and email, and he's simply submitting it, and you can see an error message, right? And how this happened? This is happened by using JavaScript. Okay, it will give an alert message like no users is there. How you can see it in all the page, like enter a proper password, and you can see with some timing it will be gone, it will be automatically gone. It will be, these all are done by JavaScript. Instead, for example, I give my name and I give my email and I just give submit, and here you can see my name, your name is Harry and your email is Harry. This is display in here, right? So this is also done by JavaScript. This is the process what I say, right? If you're clicking this button, that entire element is copied and it will be shown in the add to cart button. And after you clicking this button, that entire information is carried to the website and it will be sent to the buy now cart, right? So that these all are, this is the live example. You can see without this, if I click this, reload the page, without this, I click this, it shows me an alert. It shows me an alert. And if I give something and I leave the email and I click this, it will not work. If I give the email to and I click this, you can see it will be display an element. Okay, so then what is the purpose of JavaScript? I already say. Let's come to here. I say that JavaScript is a huge topic, right? JS is a huge topic. For JS for front end is very easy. JavaScript for front end is easy. For that, you need to know about the basic programming language syntax. That's it. You want to know about the variables, data types, functions, arrays, regex, something like that. That is enough. After that, what you need to learn? You need to learn the DOM. So this is called as document object manipulation. What is meaning by this? I say that this is used to do something in the browser. Okay. What it is going to do means, by using JavaScript, we can create an element. We can create an element. By using JavaScript, we can delete, remove an element. By using JavaScript, we can append an element. By using JavaScript, we can change the styling of an element. Styling of an element. And so on things. And these all are the things is responsible for creating JavaScript. Okay, so we can create that. So in this website, you can see this is an h1 tag, right? This is an h1 tag, and this is an label tag, this is an input tag, this is another label tag, this is another input tag, this is a button tag, right? So you can see, if without that I give something, you can see an h1 tag is created and it is showing a message, right? So see, I say that, right? I said right. We can able to create an element, right? By using JavaScript, we can able to create an element. We can remove an element. How can we remove an element? You can, if you want to remove some elements, for example, you want to remove this DOM for browser, you can able to remove that. Okay, so where you see that, I just say like, for example, I just say you go for Amazon and you are seeing a product. Okay, consider this is a add to cart button, and this is a beautiful flower is there, and their description and price is there. And after you clicking this, what would happen? It redirect to another page that is called as cart page, right? In this cart page, those image, so what is the image is showing here, it will be displayed, and the price is displayed, and the description will be displayed, and here it gives another button that is called as buy now, and with here we can call as delete. Okay, right? So after clicking this button only, this is created. So which means we created an element. This has happened by using JavaScript. So I say like we can able to create an element, right? And in this, you can see a buy now button is there, and also a delete button is there. If I click the delete button, what would happen? This entire element will be removed, right? This entire element will be removed, and use that showing like your add to cart button is nothing. There is nothing in the add to cart page, right? So it will show nothing, right? So this is removing that. So I say that we can able to remove that, right? We can able to remove that. Instead of this, you just again you are adding the same product, and you are watching another t-shirt, and if you want to buy that too, you are adding that. Then what would happen? It will be append and another, like it will be displayed two items, right? So here it is the item for floor, this is for t-shirt, and here it will be show and the total amount will be displayed, right? So already an element is created. Now another element is created. This is appended. Appended means adding an element, right? So these two elements get added, right? So one by one, next to next, whatever the element. For example, if I go and buy an computer, go and buy a laptop, every time I'm clicking this, it will be append. It will be added line by line by line by line, right? So this is called as appending. So that is also done by appending. That is also done by JavaScript. Okay, and changing the styling. What is mean by changing the styling? If you go for a browser, you can see a button called dark mode, white, dark mode, light mode, like that, right? How can we create those buttons? If someone clicks this, your entire theme is changed to dark mode. If someone clicks this, entire thing is changed into light mode, right? So this is called as changing the style. So what it is doing, it is changing the background color of the website. That is what it's changing. For example, here you can see this is the website I am having. This is the website I am having, and I want to change this to a background color something. Okay, how can I do that? Means I just going to code. Again, I am repeating. If you don't understand JavaScript, it is fine, because we don't teach any JavaScript. We are giving an idea that how JavaScript works only. Okay, so it is fine. So first what you need to do, first you need to determine which element I need to change. Which element I need to change? I need to change for the entire body, right? I need to change for the entire body. So for that you need to fetch that body. So for fetching some element, you use some of that thing like a document.get element by id, like that. Okay, so I just, what I going to do, I just say const x. So this is something called as variable. You don't want to just forget about the code what I'm returning. Okay, I'm just giving an idea how JavaScript is working. This is a real example for how JavaScript is working. Okay, so don't try to understand this code. I'm just giving an example. Okay, showing some demo, that's it. Okay, document.body. Okay, so document.body tag is there. Now what happened, this entire body tag is fetched. Entire body tag of the HTML is fetched. Entire body tag of the HTML is fetched. And next what I going to do, I just create a button in the name of id, and I just going to give a change. Okay, so what is this change? It is going to show in the browser. You can see change. If I click this button, then it should be changed to some other color. I already coded that is why it is automatically changed. So that coding will be show like below here. Here you can see here. Okay, so I declare const x is equal to document.get element by id btn. What I do means I just fetch this button. Okay, by using its id, I fetched this id, and if someone click this, so click is something called as event. Every JavaScript will be focusing on that event, and the DOM manipulation is happen based on that event only. Even I submit the button, it will give an error message based on that event only. If I submit the button with the value, it gives an error. It gives an confirmation message by using the event only. Okay, so that is done by add event listener. And I say if someone clicks that button, a particular function has to be run. And what I say, let form is equal to document.body. I fetch the entire body, and I say I want to change the background color to instead of blue, which color we can change? We can change it to gray, right? Silver, we can change it to silver. Let's see, I think silver will not be visible. And after that, if I go and I click this, you can see it is changed to silver color, right? So the only thing is, by using JavaScript, what are the things you can able to do? By using JavaScript, you can able to create an element. I give an example for that, like how the add to cart is creating an element, right? And removing an element. Once you click that delete button, it will remove that element from the web page, right? So that is also done by remove. And appending an element, there are some other activities also there. Okay, I'm just giving an example, like these are all the activities, right? Okay, and you can change the styling, and you can able to change the attribute. You can able to change the attribute. What is meant by attribute? For example, there is an image is there. After clicking that image want to change it to another image. How can we do that? That is also done by JavaScript. All the interactivity, all the dynamicity will be done by JavaScript. Just imagine without JavaScript how this happened. Without JavaScript, how this happen means only HTML and CSS is there. There is no JavaScript is there. If you click the button, it will directly redirect to the payment page, and you need to give the payment. How difficult it is. You don't have a confirmation, you don't have an you are not able to select the multiple items, right? You are not able to select the multiple items. No dynamicity is there, right? Nothing is there. Okay, so this dynamicity is done by JavaScript. And once again, I am repeating, learning JS for front end, it's easy. What are the things you need to focus? You need to focus on the basic programming language syntax, how the syntax works, like how to declare a variable, how to declare a data type, how to declare an array, how to declare an object, how to declare a function, how to declare what is meant by scopes, what is meant by, that's it. That is what you need to focus, basic. And after that, you need to focus on the DOM, document object model. Document object model is something that is, this is responsible for doing all this activity. So this, by using this language, we can able to manipulate the browser, and we can able to create an element, remove an element, append an element, change the style, change the attribute, so on so on things. Okay, so these all work is done by only JavaScript. Okay, so that is the example I just show here, like changing the background color. If you can see, this is the default background color. You click for this, it will be changed to something. And if I click the submit button, it gives an error message. And after I give some value, after I give some value to this, and I just submit this, you can see it will be display the answer, display, it will appending and child. And another email and password is I'm doing, and you can see it will appending, keeps on appending, right? So you can see this is creating an element, this is something like appending an element, this is changing the style. And for removing it, you can use it like you just want to say dot remove. For example, here you can see this change button is there, right? I want to remove this. How can I do that? I just go on code here. I just code here. If someone clicks this button, okay, so what I'm going to say, this is the button. If someone clicks this button will be removed. Okay, so that is the code I'm going to do. I just going to say e dot target dot, okay, I simply code like this, and I click this. You can see the button is removed, right? You can see, right? There is a button is there. After clicking this, the button is removed. So this is how there is a delete button is there. You clicking that entire delete item will be gone, right? So the basic, this is how the understandings and all. Okay, okay, okay. Just wait a minute. I will share the second attendance form of the live section, and you can fill that attendance form. Who all are filling two attendance form, they only get the certificate. Okay, just a minute. I will share the attendance form in the chat box. You can fill the chat box too. You can able to see that is the form is shared, and you can just fill this form too. Those who are filling two attendance form, they only get that certificate. Okay, so don't if you fill only one attendance form, you are expecting for a certificate. That is not possible. This is the rules of TWD. And one more thing that I already say, that we are conducting a boot camp, and this is the last date for that boot camp. This is the last day for that boot camp. That is a paid boot camp. I think that the information is already shared in the live chat. And once again, you want that, I am also share that boot camp information. Okay, if you want that, you can go for that. And we will teach you everything in the live. We will not we will not, this is not for like providing a course. Okay, we will create a complete zoom, we will create a complete Zoom call, and what we do, we just teach you in the live itself only. Okay, okay, done it. Thank you. If you done it, if you have any doubt, you can ask. We will have another 10 minutes, and if you have any doubt, you can ask. I will surely do that. And this is for the paid bootcamp. And today is the last date. Today is not a last date. After 6 o'clock, we're going to start the paid bootcamp, and you are not able to register after 6 o'clock because the class will be start. As I already mentioned that 6:30 every day, Saturday 6:30 to 10:30, we will give a live Zoom class for each and every technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, everything. We will teach you live. And every Wednesday 6:30 to 10:30, we will teach you the doubt clearing section. What are the doubts you are having in that upcoming section? We will clear the doubt clearing sections on that. Okay, so even you don't have time, I know that, but this is the last day of promotion, so I just did the promotions. Okay, so this is the time. If you want to enroll, you can enroll, because today 6 p.m we're going to conduct that HTML class, and tomorrow is next week is going to be a JavaScript class. So this is the last day for this apply for this paid bootcamp. And if you are all interested in any physical bootcamp sections, you can contact the TWD team. If you you can contact us in LinkedIn. We will give you some physical guidance, like you are the people who in Maharashtra, especially in Bhopal, you can able to come and learn the development process in Bhopal. You can come to the office, and you can learn, okay, with the guidance of Nabidu Biswas sir. Nabidu Biswas sir is the founder of TWD. He has a 16 years experience in this IT industry. He is going to take care of the one-to-one doubt clearing section, and he will personally guide you to get the job. Okay, so this is a job guarantee program too. If you really want to improve yourself towards the development field, you can enroll it. That's your choice. Okay, because today is the last date. We will go with the enough student, and that is also a limited seats. Okay, that's all. If you have any doubts, you can ask that. Okay, and we can discuss. We have like around 8 minutes is there, and we can discuss that. And right now 6 minutes only is there, and after that we wind up the sections. Okay, so and the payment is also, I run that. You click that emoji, or you just click that emoji, you can see the details of the live classes. Okay, you can see the details of the live classes. You can see this is the details of the live classes. Like, it is going to be a 2 months, and every day 6:30 to 10:30 we will teach you everything about the web app development. Like, we will teach you HTML, CSS, JavaScript, completing with React.js. Note it down how important React.js, I already explained this bootcamp, right? So the complete React.js courses will be there, and include backend concept like Node.js. And you will become a full stack Marine development. That is why I highlighted Marine, because the job bonus for Marine is huge. You will easily get the job. If you are really interested, do it now, because 6 o'clock we're going to start the class. Okay, so 6 o'clock is the last day. If you come another day and you are asking for the bootcamp, you need to wait for another 2 months, because this is, I already said, 2 months bootcamp. It is going to start from August now 6:30. Okay, 6:30 it's going to start. Okay, so, and it explains about what are the features we are covering, like starting with the basics of HTML, JavaScript. We're going to cover all the thing in the React.js, and this React.js classes will be taken by Nabidu Biswas sir. I already said his experience level is, he's a corporate trainer too. He's training the corporate students working in big IT companies, is trained by Nabidu Biswas sir. Okay, so if you want his bootcamp, you can use that. Okay, and Node.js basic to advanced and Marine Stack project will be also done. And every day, every concept, at the end of the every concept, we will providing you an assignment link. You can provide an assignment link, and that assignment link you completed, you will get a job guarantee. Okay, so you will get a job guarantee too, and he will help you to increase your social media followers, like one-to-one, like I already say, networking. And he will giving a teaching assistant. He will solve your problem, and one-to-one with Nabidu Biswas or and everything. Can you share again which two links? Madhundri, it's so sorry for tell you. Like, uh, it's we shared two links in the live itself. So those who are in the live, they can able to see in the live chat. Okay, so why we are sharing the live link means, because we want to know those who are attending the entire live classes. Okay, so the only thing is, when you are in the entire live classes, you can able to see all that. Okay, refer live chat please. Yeah, you can refer the live chat. You can able to see the two links. You can able to click that, but I cannot share the link again, because because even some people come and join at the end and they ask for 2 links, and we will share that. There is no use of that, right? So we are conducting 3 hours of live class. We are giving that certificate only for the serious people who are watching this boot camp for the 3 hours. Okay, so the first link is shared even at 4 o'clock. The 4 o'clock we shared the first link, and the last link is shared 10 minutes before. Okay, so those who filling that subject link only we can able to give that. So based on that only we can able to know who all are the serious students. Okay, so we cannot, some people, yeah, I know some people are asking in WhatsApp, share the link, I will fill the form. There is no use of doing that, right? Because we are giving the certificate only for that 3 persons. Okay, we are giving the certificate only for who are watching 3 hours entirely. And in that live chat, every time we are indicating when the live, when the form, attendance form is given, we will indicate that attendance form is there, go on fill. Okay, so we have indicated that. Okay, so this is from our side. Okay, so and WhatsApp group is also chatted. If you're new here, if you really like the content, give a make a support for that, because in our channel we only focusing on the live content. There is no back end, like no recorded videos, no back error solving, no nothing. We will only do the live classes, and this is a basic workshop. I'm again saying this is a very basic workshop. That is why we just give a basics only, because 3 hours it's not enough for a web development to kickstart a career that is going to give you lakhs of monies. Okay, that is not possible. Okay, okay, so time's up. So okay, so if you fill that form, you will get the certificate from tomorrow or Monday. You can fill that form. Okay, thank you guys. That's it.